I only went in for a loaf of bread. Before the bag even touched my hand, the cashier's fingers locked around my wrist. His voice came out like smoke. Keep your eyes on your son's in-laws. They're not broke. They're bleeding him dry. 5 seconds. That's all it took to split my life in two. Stay till the end. The last receipt will make you gasp. I'm 67, widowed, and I live on the third floor of a Cleveland walk-up that smells of old soup and radiator steam. The paint in my kitchen peels like sunburn, but the rent stays paid and the kettle still whistles, so I call it home. My whole world is one person, Daniel. Only child, kind eyes, grease under his nails from double shifts at the garage. He's 38, yet when he laughs, I still see the gap-toothed kid who used to bring me dandelions in a cracked mug. 2 years ago, he married Marissa. She's polished, hair that swings, perfume that arrives before she does, smile like she's already posed for the photo. From day one, she called me Mom Ellis, sweet as pie, but my stomach twisted just a little. Maybe it was the way she kept score of Daniel's overtime in her phone notes, or how she never let a restaurant bill sit on the table longer than 5 seconds. Still, love is love, and I kept my lips zipped. Then there are her parents, Franklin and Dinah Price. Lovely people, if you believe their stories. Franklin's heart is a ticking time bomb. His car, one pothole from the junkyard. The rent, always 2 weeks late. Every holiday, a new tragedy. The furnace died. The dog needs surgery. The insurance lapsed. Each time the sentence ends the same, we hate to ask, but family's family. I have swallowed that sentence like a daily vitamin. My pension is $1,140 a month. After rent and utilities, I'm left with the cost of a modest funeral. I cut my cholesterol pills in half with a steak knife, so the bottle lasts 8 weeks instead of 4. I skip the meat aisle, buy day-old bread, and I keep a mason jar behind the cookbooks. Sacrifice jar, I call it. Every clipped coupon, every skipped coffee, every coin found in the couch goes inside. The jar has paid for Daniel's textbooks, his first beater car, and lately, without him knowing, it's paid for the Price's emergencies. Last Tuesday, the phone rang at 9:17 p.m. Marissa's voice was soaked in tears. Mom Ellis, Daddy's tests came back irregular. They need $600 for the cardiologist or they won't schedule him. We're short until Friday. Can you help? I looked at the jar. Crumpled fives, a rolled 10, quarters glinting like fish scales. $604. I poured it into a sandwich bag, sealed the Ziploc, and told myself, family helps family. I mailed it the next morning. Priority. No return address, so no one has to thank me. That night I ate toast for supper and told the kettle I'd refill my prescription next month. I fell asleep, convincing myself that at least my boy's marriage is safe, that at least I'm still useful. I had no idea the universe was about to place a loaf of bread and a stranger's whisper in my path, that the very next afternoon I'd stop being helpful and start being a witness. I told myself, family helps family, until the bread aisle. I push my cart to the only open register. The belt hums. A loaf of white, a small birthday card, 2 bananas, nothing that screams trouble. Harold, the cashier, late 50s, eyes like a basset hound, usually nods and mumbles the total. Today his hand freezes above the bread. He leans so close, I smell starched shirt and menthol. Mrs. Ellis, listen fast. Your son's in-laws spend money like water while they cry poor to his face. They're using him, using you. Keep your eyes open. The conveyor keeps rolling, but my heart stalls. I whisper, you sure you've got the right lady? His fingers tighten on my wrist. Firm, not cruel. Harold, don't scare me like that. He straightens, scans the bread, face blank, receipt spits out. He tears it, presses it into my palm like a secret map. I walk toward the sliding doors, sunlight slapping the pavement, Daniel waiting in the car, humming with the radio. My feet want to run to him, spill every syllable, but something locks. If I blurt it now, he'll laugh, call it small-town gossip, kiss my cheek, and drive away. Proof first. I angle left, slip past the soda crates, gravel crunching under sneakers. Behind the loading dock, the air smells of diesel and rotten lettuce. Brick wall cool against my back. I peek around. Perfect view of the entrance. 2 minutes tick. Out glides Franklin Price, khakis pressed, polo shirt the color of new money. In each hand, a glossy black bag with gold lettering, boutique from the upscale mall, the kind where a scarf costs more than my electricity. He swings them like trophies. At row 3 waits a silver SUV, still sporting paper plates. Sunlight bounces off the hood like a camera flash. I know cars. Daniel drools over them in magazines. This one lists at $58,000. Franklin clicks the trunk, sets the bags beside a case of imported sparkling water, shuts it gentle, the way you handle secrets. He lifts his wrist, watch fat, and silver, face cluttered with dials. The glare hits my eyes, travels straight to memory. My little kitchen table last night, the plastic pill cutter's dull blade, white tablet halved, crumbs scattered like cheap confetti. One gleam versus one cut. Same family, different planets. Franklin props phone to ear, laughs, casual, loose, scans the lot. I duck, heart drumming against brick. He laughs again, climbs in, engine purrs, disappears. I'm sweating though the shade is cool, voices float. 2 women my age push carts side by side. Did you see Marissa at the banquet? That dress had to be $200. Highlights downtown. My niece does hair there. Price of my monthly rent. They roll on, giggling, unaware they've poured gasoline on my doubt. Images strobe. Me twisting the sacrifice jar lid, coins slipping. Daniel clocking out at midnight, shoulders sagging. Me swallowing half dose, chalky bitterness coating tongue. All of it feeding a chocolate fountain I was never invited to taste. Phone vibrates in my pocket. Harold. Text. Photo attached. Same afternoon. I open it. Receipt total, $4 $89. Items, 2 bottles French champagne, imported brie, wild-caught shrimp, truffle oil. Timestamp, 2:14 p.m., 2 hours after Marissa's tearful call about Franklin's urgent heart scan. The numbers blur. My thumb leaves a sweat print on the screen. Proof. Tiny paper-cut proof that burns like a brand. I save the picture, lean against the wall. Let the truth settle like sifted flour. Light, messy, impossible to sweep back into the cup. Have you ever pretended not to see a red flag? If that was you behind the loading dock, what would you have done? Type "no more" in the comments if you're done looking away. The invitation comes wrapped in Marissa's sugar-spun voice. Mom Ellis, Sunday dinner at 6. We've missed you. My gut screams stay home, but my feet say go. See the stage for yourself. Daniel drives. I watch the neighborhood shift from cracked sidewalks to trimmed hedges. The Price house glows fresh cream paint, flower baskets swinging like they've never known wilt. Inside, the air smells of lemon polish and roast that costs more than my weekly groceries. Leather sofa, buttery, no scratches, swallows me like a salesman's smile. Across the room, a 70-inch television shows a nature show. Lions chase gazelles in 4K, crystal coasters glint on a glass coffee table. Marissa floats in, dress tailored so precisely I wonder if pins still hide in the hem. Champagne? She trills. 90% off? Can you believe our luck? The cork sighs. Same sound my sacrifice jar makes when I give up another dream. I follow her to the kitchen. Granite counters, chrome faucet you could use as a mirror. Fridge doors swing wide. Rows of imported sparkling water. Tiny jars of artisan jam. Cheeses wrapped in paper you only see on cooking shows. I picture my own fridge. Half a stick of margarine, condiments, and tomorrow's toast. My smile aches. Daniel senses none of it. He's laughing, loosening his tie, happy to see his wife happy. While Marissa stirs, he slips toward the bedroom, claims he needs a sweatshirt. Really, he's hunting for a landline bill. Anything to prove the emergencies are real. He finds something better, worse. On the closet floor, beneath shoe boxes, a designer shopping bag crumples under his touch. Inside, silk blouse, tag $289, shoes $210, purse still in tissue. He opens her vanity drawer, jewelry cases stacked like playing cards. A gold watch winks under LED bulbs. Top shelf, a spiral notebook, corners curled. He flips. Pages dated back 2 years. March 14th, Dad Heart.
Scare? Ask for 600. June 3rd, car transmission 400. October 12th, mom dental surgery 750. Beside each, a check mark, a little smiley face. At the back, future plots, stolen wallet story, practice sad voice, house roof leak, Photoshop estimate. His pulse bangs in his ears, louder than the champagne pop in the kitchen. He storms back, notebook raised like evidence in court. Marissa's ladle clinks the pot. What's this? Daniel's voice cracks. She reads a line. Color drains. You went through my things, that's the real betrayal. Franklin appears, shoulders filling the doorway. Daniel turns to him. Was I just your paycheck? Franklin sighs, no more mask. You were easy, son. Generous hearts are an open vault. Why wouldn't we take it? The words hit like a wrench to the chest. Marissa reaches, tears instant. I love you, we can fix this. Daniel steps back. Love doesn't keep spreadsheets of lies. He grabs his keys, leaves the front door yawning. Motel room smells of bleach and old pizza. He phones me at 1:14 a.m., voice hollow. Mom, it's over. I'm not going back. I want to cheer and cry at the same time. Relief floods, then guilt for feeling relief. Memory flashes, Daniel, age 5, shaking his piggy bank, pennies rattling. Here, Mommy, so you don't be sad. Even then he gave everything. Now, at last, he gets to keep something for himself. I sit on the edge of my bed, cradle the phone long after he hangs up. Outside, a siren wails down the avenue. Someone else's emergency, not ours. The notebook, the champagne, the watch, the receipts. Every piece locks together like a cruel puzzle finally complete. If your friend, your sister, your son is too nice and bleeding money they never see spent, send them this story, starting at timestamp 1845. Maybe the mirror we hold up tonight will save them tomorrow. Next Sunday, the Price House will still gleam, but Daniel will be rebuilding in a tiny apartment with secondhand chairs and honest silence. And me? I close the sacrifice jar, screw the lid tight, label it Emergency Me. For the first time in years, my pills are whole, and the bread I buy is just bread. No warning hidden in the crust. The divorce is quieter than a snowfall. No judge's speech, no slammed gavel, just papers slid across a mahogany table, signatures neat as bandages. Marissa signs with a tremor. She blames on the cold room. Daniel's hand is steady for the first time in years. They walk out separate doors. The system that bled him dry breaks apart in silence, the way frost cracks concrete, slow, then sudden. He moves into a one-bedroom. Above the garage where he works, walls are bare, mattress on the floor, but the clock belongs to him again. Overtime ends at 5. He cooks noodles, counts the dollars that stay in his account. He starts a jar of his own, an old pickle glass, washed, label peeled. Every Friday he drops in.
20s, whistles while they land. The first time it reaches the rim, he laughs out loud. Sound bouncing off brick like a kid who just learned echoes. 2 winters pass. Snow comes. Salt stains. Snow melts. Time doing what time does, stitching skin over wounds. One April evening, he mentions a coworker named Claire. She brought chili to the break room and told the boss, "Please" is free. I meet her on a porch swing Sunday. No designer perfume, just dish soap and honesty. She carries a casserole to my apartment, sets it on the stove, rolls sleeves, asks where I keep the good knives. We cook side by side. She chops, I stir. When Daniel walks in, she kisses his cheek like she's done it for decades. Easy, unpaid. Their wedding fits inside a community hall that smells of pine cleaner and baby shower memories. Streamers twist above folding chairs, cake from a neighborhood bakery, flowers picked from Claire's own yard. She hands me a tissue before I know I need it. At the altar she turns, voice clear. Mrs. Ellis, I'll never ask Daniel for a penny that isn't ours to share. The words land soft, priceless. No receipt required. Tears blur the lights. I see my boy straight-backed, smiling at a future written in truth. I ride home that night thinking of boundaries like garden fences. Keep the flowers in, keep the storms out. I make a new rule and pin it above my kettle. Generosity without boundaries is surrender. I repeat it while the water boils, while the clock ticks, while the city hums outside my window. Someday I'll needlepoint it on a pillow. For now, the index card is gospel enough. Back in the kitchen, I lift the old sacrifice jar. Coins clink, tired and dull. I dump them onto a towel, count every cent, enough for a full prescription and a winter coat that actually fits. I peel the masking tape label, write fresh ink, emergency only. Me. Lid screws tight. Glass catches the overhead bulb like a wink from someone who finally learned the lesson. Outside, dusk folds the street in lavender. Kids chase a runaway ball. An ambulance sings somewhere far away. Someone else's crisis, not ours. I breathe in, breathe out, feel the apartment settle around me like a promise kept. The jar sits on the shelf, no longer a bleeding vein, but a lifeline with my own name on it. So if your kindness is being milked by smiling hands, remember this. The loudest danger isn't their lie, it's our silence. Speak while the bread is still in your cart, before the receipt becomes evidence, before the jar empties for the last time. Break the hush, and you might just save the person you used to be, and the child who once offered you every coin in his piggy bank, trusting you to guard both his heart and your own. If even one sentence tonight felt like it was lifted from your own kitchen, pause the guilt. Red flags don't wave themselves. They twitch in shopping bags, sparkle on wrists, hide in rehearsed tears. Your job isn't to detective the world, but to protect your peace before it's pawned for someone else's champagne. So right now, while your heart is still pounding, scroll down. Type the moment you almost stayed quiet, then hit send. Thousands of women who've cut their pills in half are waiting to tell you, me too, and never again. If you know a beautiful soul who's too nice to ask for receipts, share this story with them. No shame, just a heads up wrapped in love. Use the timestamp 1845 if they need the short version. Sometimes a 5-minute mirror is all it takes to wake a sleeping boundary. And if you want another true story that turns ordinary days into justice, tap subscribe. No bell needed. I'll be here every Sunday with a new voice, a new warning, a new reason to believe your gut still works overtime for free. Next up, the nurse who stole my dad's house. Comments are already on fire. Some people see their stepmom in every line. Give it a watch after this, and I'll meet you on the other side with a cup of tea and the truth you almost missed tonight. Remember, silence spends faster than dollars. So speak now, save later, and keep your jar labeled with your own name.